Hey, guess what? It's Ken's Talk Update, Week 7 preview. Got stats updated from Week 6 in here. Want to show you guys something because it's too cool. Alright, so we have all the different games in here. We have something called a win strength that I create. A little formula that looks at point differential per game and wins for the team and points per game. And it ends up figuring out if you're a favorite. This team of reference here that we're talking about is going to be a favorite in the game, or would be a plus 30. Like Arizona's a 30% favorite. Skins were a 33% negative, like a dog against Seattle. And I have the whole schedule for the whole year in here. Well, the stuff in green, that means that that's a pick you would have won if you'd follow these guidelines. And if it's not green, like this game was a tie. That's why he lost this game. So that's the big asterisk right there. This game was a tie, so nobody wins really. Although Cincinnati probably should have won, and that's who I had favored. They missed a field goal at the end, right? So there's a lot of green here, and as you go back in time, it gets a little more choppy. Like Week 1, missed the most games. Week 1 was apparently a terrible week for this, and this incorporates all the stats through Week 6, so you're acting on information you wouldn't have had, stuff that happened in the future at this time. But this is how it looked if you would have made the picks if you had that information. And you clearly missed a lot of games here. 1, 2, 3. If you look at just like home games, it works this way too. So, because in this game, Baltimore was favored according to my stats, but Cincinnati won this game, so you would have lost. So in Week 1, it wasn't good. 1, 4, 6, 8, 9. You lose 9 games and you only win 2, 4, 6, 7. So that was a terrible week. Other than that, though, look at what happens. Week 2, you only miss 3 games. Week 3, you miss 5 games. And you also look at the numbers too. Like, this is a small favorite. This game is basically a toss-up. You wouldn't have played that game. This is like a toss-up. Here's a game. We would have had Denver in this game, but Seattle won. Interesting. In Week 4, it looks like this. You lose 4 games in Week 4. This is interesting. These are tough games, right? You would have had the Pats in this game and Kansas City won. You would have had Atlanta in this game, Minnesota won. This was a weird game. This is the worst one of all. This is the biggest favored that lost, if you look at all of this Pittsburgh-Tampa Bay game. Lose 4 there. Week 5. You only lose 3 games in Week 5. Apparently you would have favored the Giants and Atlanta won. You would have had, that's 22% there, so that's an interesting game. And then last week, let's see, look what happened last week. You really didn't miss any last week because this is a tie. So it would have been a perfect week last week. So now you go on to Week 7. So what's the story? And what can you count on? And pay no attention to the green except for this game, except for the well, actually we'll just do it this way. So the Patriots game, the Patriots won, so you would have won this game. So that's the only one that should be green. The other ones haven't been played yet. There's just a little bug in my software that makes them green before the game's been played sometimes. Now, so the numbers are right though. So what do? Well, it's this game. And I'm going to show all the games to make it a little easier to look at. All the games meaning all the teams of reference that you want to look at. The one with the highest number is the best game, 94%. This Cleveland-Jacksonville game. That's the one you go with. Then you would go with Arizona next. Then this Seattle game over St. Louis. San Diego's pretty heavily favored. This game already happened and you won. And then Baltimore and Dallas, right? But big 3, Cleveland, Arizona, and Seattle really look like basically locks in this. It would have to be the biggest upset of the year, percentage-wise speaking, for you not to win that game. So that's what I like. This thing's working really, really well lately. You can see how much better. Look at how much better the green gets in week 5 and week 7. I mean, it's just really been incredible. You know, you can't really predict anything, but using the numbers, you're getting the best chance at looking at factual reality and putting it into here. And we could add some more variables and make this even better to reflect injuries and things like that. But I'm really happy with what's going on. So have fun with this, and let's see if we can have another near perfect week. Right? That'd be so cool. So CanStocks out.